2 News Oklahoma presents The Program, sponsored by Tulsa Welding School.
And welcome into the program, everybody. Brought to you by Tulsa Welding School. Merry Christmas to you. It's the month of December, and we are here in Bixby. Caden McFarland, Dan Lindblad. It's our monthly feature series, taking a deep dive into a different green country athletic program. And Dan, we have found the one that does football better than anybody else right now.
Yeah, and every time you step into this locker room, it's just amazing. I know they've had it for probably about a year now, but every time you walk in here and see what they have, it always feels like there's something new. When you win state championships year after year, those are the kind of rewards you get.
The house that T.J. Eckert built is what everybody calls it. Actually, nobody calls it.
He's the alumni member.
His name is right over there. But what they do call this is HOTS, home of the Spartans, and it is a first-class facility. We're going to take you behind the scenes and let you see everything that's inside HOTS. But Dan, we have not exactly breaking news, but there's a new gold ball to show off here in Bixby. Number 11 in the last 12 years as the Spartans defeat Owasso earlier this month in the Class 6A1 state championship.
Somehow that trophy case just keeps getting more crammed every December. It looked like it was going to be another thriller like we had last season, but Bixby was able to really take advantage of some mistakes that they made in the first half and not make them in the second half, and were able to gain some ground over Owasso, winning that by 2 scores.
Yeah, in a state title game rematch, Owasso tied the game at 14 late in the third quarter. And then this senior class, 42 strong. These guys have been a part of so much winning. Now 4 straight state championships at the Class 6A1 level. Those guys played with great poise down the stretch, and Bixby goes on to win 31-17. Does the winning ever get old?
Certainly not.
They tell us no.
State championship.
We had a lot of veterans out there on the field and a lot of guys that have been in some big moments, and I don't think anybody freaked out or the moment was too big for them, so I'm really proud of our guys handling a big game and some adversity and big situations.
I've been with these guys 10, 15 years. It's awesome. These group of guys are awesome, and I love these guys.
Not a lot of people can say, almost 4. Brennan had 3, so, it just feels great just to be able to win 4 in a row. I feel like not a lot of teams are able to do that. Not a lot of teams are able to make it, so you don't take it for granted. And just to do it with this group is special.
I've been blessed to stay healthy for the most part, just to be able to play all 4 years and start all 4 years. And I love these guys. They push me each and every day. I love them. They're easy to play hard for.
Well, I think there's 42 of them or something like that. They played a lot of ball, won a ton of ball games, and just really proud of the work that they put in and the legacy that group has left.
The holiday season is all about traditions, right? Well, this is a new tradition here in Bixby as the current football players get to take not just the most recent state championship trophy around to elementary schools, but all 11 of those state championship trophies. And that is a big part of all the success here, Dan. They start them young in Bixby.
They start them in school young. They start them just aspirations of winning a gold ball. They are out here every Friday night talking about elementary school kids, middle school kids. They're up in the stands going crazy, envisioning what it's going to be like 5, 10 years down the road when they're the ones out there on the field.
It just keeps building. I don't want to be disrespectful to any other program across this state. Carl Albert just set a new record with its 20th state title overall. We know about the run that Jenks and Union were on. One of those 2 schools won the state championship at the highest level in this state for 21 years in a row. And Jenks, frankly, had a little bit more of that success and started it. But what they've done here with 11 state championships in the last 12 years, all coached by Lauren Montgomery, it does go into a category all its own.
And it's all about competition, both internally in this locker room, out on the practice field, out on Friday nights, but also within family members, right? You have the Presleys. Oh, well, you got 1 championship, I have 4. You have the Pucketts, the Has. There's lineage of brothers who have gone through this program over the past decade and a half that they're not saying, oh, I scored 1 more touchdown than you. They're saying I have 1 more ring than you. And that's something special.
Coming up later in this show, we catch up with the head coach, Lauren Montgomery, one-on-one on all that it has taken to build that beast that is Bixby football, the secret to their success. That coming up later here on the program. We mentioned it a bit earlier. This football facility, unlike any other in the entire state, Athletic Director Kate Creekmore gives us a tour of the home of the Spartans. Next, you're watching the program right here on 2 News Oklahoma, brought to you by Tulsa Welding School.
Everyone deserves to be heard. That's 2 News Oklahoma.
Welcome back to the program, sponsored by Tulsa Welding School. When the Spartans enter the field on Friday night, they do so out of one of the newest buildings on campus. Bixby Athletics Director Kate Creekmore takes us on a tour of the home of the Spartans.
All right, Kate, here in the lobby, I mean, everywhere you go in this building, it's just beautiful. I know it's functional as well, but beautiful. Kind of your favorite aspect of this spot here in the lobby?
Of this spot, I don't have a favorite spot. We try to highlight all of our sports. Obviously, our trophies, as you come down this way, it's a kind of the centerpiece.
Those gold balls will get your attention, right? They stay in here most of the time, though? Yeah,
they do. It's a pretty impressive thing to come in and look at every day.
You could have a video board or something playing video that's not quite that nice. You could have lockers that are good enough, but not quite that nice. Why was it important for you guys to take it as far as you did with just about every little touch in?
We only have these kids for 4 years, 4 short years, and I want all of our athletes to have the best experience that they possibly can. And if it means that they get to see themselves on a video or they get to use the really good lockers, I want them to have the best experience they can while they're here. We went to OU and OSU and some other high schools to try to be as efficient and cost effective as possible. So as far as storing things and the laundry setup, it just
you can do a lot more
commercial
of it.
grade. Yes,
save a lot of time. We've all seen a high school football locker. I don't know that I've ever seen one quite like this.
We went down to Texas to Longhorn Lockers and toured their facility and looked at some different samples. And we kind of had an idea of what we wanted. They have the availability to, have a charging station in there, and they can hang up their jerseys and things so they can roll forward. And then cleats and whatnot.
And they're beautiful.
My favorite part is up top where we have a switch that we can turn on, and it will turn a fan on for about 90 minutes and kill all the grubby germs that can happen in shoulder pads and helmets.
What has the success of the football program meant to this community?
I try to explain to people what is happening right now isn't normal. I had this conversation with my own children just the other day, but that's really all they've ever known. But also it raises the bar for them that I want to be a winner, I want a ring, I want excellence, and it's just reciprocal.
The Bixby football program, historic as of recently, but what was Bixby like before this run? We'll break down the history coming up next.
Cheer, cheer for old Bixby High. Pick up the ball, boys. Don't let them by. Spartan team is here to win. The mighty Bixby Spartans, located in southern Tulsa County, the garden spot of Oklahoma, is blooming with pride. The school growing to an admission of 2,283 students, an increase of 50% from the district's numbers a decade ago. With that growth, success has followed. 4 state championships before 2000, including baseball in 1978 with 7th-round MLB pick Tim Rogers. Kate Cavalli was a first-round pick in 2020. He's trying to work his way into the Nationals rotation following Tommy John surgery. Since 2000, the Spartans have brought home 25 team state championships across 7 sports. The deepest bag, football. Butch Davis shined as an all-state fullback in the late 1960s before his long football coaching career. Chris Harris Jr. carried the torch in the mid-2000s, then to 2 News Oklahoma's own TJ Eckert bridging a gap until the Presley family took over.
I didn't even sleep that night, just lay down and just think about how everything has gone and just how blessed and everything I am.
Brendan rewrote the all-time receiving records book at OSU, now with the Rams. Braylon, the 2021 Gatorade Player of the Year, is at Tulsa, and Braden helped the Spartans win in the fall and set records on the track in the spring.
Go Spartans for those guys in Bixby. 1, 2, 3. Go Spartans! All right, good luck, guys.
Spartan pride evident within them all. We never fumble, we never fall, as our royal team goes marching onward to victory.
And Dan, certainly when you're talking about post-high school career, the greatest Spartan of them all actually never did win a state championship here in Bixby. That would be one Chris Harris Jr.
He did win a championship at a different level.
Yes, well, a little bit bigger level, maybe.
Pretty good career. Chris Harris Jr., one of the best, going to college at Kansas and then making a name for himself with the Denver Broncos.
Story.
One of the best cornerback duos. You talk about him and Aqib Talib on the other side, obviously terrorizing the AFC West as a Chiefs fan. But now he's breaking that off, and he is doing a lot more mentorship. He is kind of becoming a coach in his own right at 7-on-7 levels.
Uncles, everybody lived in South Bixby, which we call Snake Creek, and been out there ever since. We had our church out there. And that's been home, being able to go to school with a lot of the same kids from kindergarten all the way up. I think it's something unique that you have at Bixby compared to a lot of, other schools. Then my senior year, we really got upset it. We were dominating everybody. We only lost one game. We just got upset by Guthrie. No, I couldn't have, man. Definitely. I knew we always had talent, right? We always had players. It was just getting in the right mix. I love the way the program's going now. From that, we kind of jump-started everything. And Coach Montgomery came in, just, took it to the next level. Oh, man, it feels good, just to be able to come home and, give back to these kids, give them the same knowledge that I wish I had it when I was their age. Give them the jump start to succeed here. We're doing 7-on-7 work. I didn't have a lot of opportunities to get noticed. And now I want to give these kids the opportunity to get noticed national. That's what I wanted to do, come out here and try to help these kids get noticed. We don't want our kids just to go to college. We want them to excel in college. So it doesn't stop, with the young kids. So it'll continue to go and as we mentor. But that's kind of the program, man. Me and my wife's heart always been to give back to the kids. We've been doing it for, 15 years.
It's undeniable the reason Bixby has had a lot of the success recently. The mind of Lauren Montgomery. We'll take a trip inside coming up next.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. Shining the spotlight on Bixby athletics this month. And of course, Dan, most of that has to do with football. And when you're talking football here, you have to be talking about Lauren Montgomery. Went to Northeastern State, just like one of his mentors, Alan Trimble. And we know about the Trimble legacy and everything created there at Jenks. It's now been 30 years in a row that the champion in the highest classification here in the state of Oklahoma comes from Green Country, one of 5 schools, and now Bixby is one of them. Lauren Montgomery learned from Alan Trimble and took all those lessons, and man, has he built a monster here in Bixby.
Yeah, and he doesn't mind doing things that might be beneath a head coach, right? He's going to get things set up on game nights. He's great at delegating to his great assistant coaches. Part of what makes him special is that he knows how to operate more than just a head coach. He knows how to operate the whole football program entirely.
Nobody's done it better. We caught up with Lauren to try and understand exactly what it has taken to sustain the excellence in the way that they have here in Bixby. Sustaining success.
And do it again. Most important thing, first level. Most important thing, first level. Here we go.
Montgomery arrived as Bixby head coach in 2010, inheriting a program that had just played for the Class 5A state title, but had never won a gold ball. And was also making the move up to Class 6A.
If that backside linebacker ain't doing nothing, keep driving the D-line to the next level. I like it.
Early on, we weren't playing great football, and we had some challenges here that we had to overcome. And so I think everything from running a fake punt a game to using a shift or a crazy formation to gain some sort of advantage, you're doing it out of necessity. And I think as the program goes on, I think it's maybe to stay ahead of the curve.
Get inside leg high, good, Mav, good. Here we go.
That creativity has become a hallmark of Montgomery's program, but the bedrock the mission statement.
Well, from day one, we said that we're going to be the best program in the state of Oklahoma at developing student athletes. And so I think that allows you to continue to improve and continue to grow. And with Bixby being a growing community, people are wanting to move out to Bixby Public Schools. We want parents, if you're moving in from Dallas, to say, hey, I want my kid to be a part of that program. I want my kid to be a part of that school district. And so each and every day we have to show our community that we are the best at developing their student athletes.
You move your whole body and your first step's not out of the ground. Bam, bam, okay? Do it again, do it again.
That head coach has a lot to do. For you, is that the thing you enjoy the most, being out there and actually teaching a kid, seeing a kid improve?
Yeah, and I think probably that's why most of us are in it, is we like to see the little clumsy 8th grader, develop in our program and develop that player until he's a dude.
Set, hug, quick, good, nice, good.
And nowhere is that player development more important than in the weight room.
Strength and conditioning is the #1 priority. It's our strength culture, and it doesn't take a back seat to anything. And the way we get our kids into the weight room year-round, and I think that's probably the best thing that we do.
Coaching staff continuity also a secret to the Spartans' success. Offensive coordinator Tyler Schneider and defensive coordinator Rodney Flowers have both been with Montgomery for more than a decade now.
It's huge. I think in football, especially today more than ever, continuity is way, way underrated. Coaches, players, everybody hopping around, and to have Coach Schneider on staff for 15 years, Coach Flowers on staff for 14 years, we know what one another is thinking, and we work well together, and it makes us more efficient.
Harder to get on top or to stay on top?
Definitely more stressful, I think, trying to sustain success, because you got to kind of, ignore human nature, so to speak. Human nature tells us that it's okay to relax, or you did something well this year, well, you're just automatically going to do it again. And so I think it's important for us as coaches, being steadfast, and when we see it creep in, and it does, with myself, with players, with coaches, and so, we face it head on.
It feels great. It never gets old. No, we enjoy it, and this one was a big one, obviously, stepping up to a new class.
I think most of us on the outside thought Bixby's going to be fine. They're going to do really well. But moving up from 6A2 to 6A1, that's not going to be easy. The fact that it's gone the way it has, what has that meant to you, and what do you think it's meant to this community?
Well, that's a good question. We had been in 6A2 for some time and had heard comments about, the JV 6A or, all sorts of things. But, it was fulfilling, for lack of a better term. I remember the first Battle of the Burbs, our first game in 6A1, and Coach Schneider and I were talking about, well, I wonder if the pressure is kind of off of us now, because expectations for us are lowered. And then we went out and played really well and beat a good Owasso team, and then all of a sudden the fever pitch pressure was right back on us. And so it has meant a lot to be able to have some success these first 3 years in 6A1, and it's just one of those things that you have to constantly work at.
Yeah. A couple times, we've been there late after games, and you're pushing a Gatorade bucket around, or, a cart of some sort, and just doing some of the dirty work. After all you've done, you don't have to be the guy doing some of that. Why is it important to you?
College coaches sometimes come to the high school level and they're like really filling up water bottles and doing laundry and all that sort of stuff that high school coaches do. So I think if you look at most high school coaches are doing those things probably out of necessity. But then also I always feel like if I'm going to ask someone to do something, and we do, I better be willing to do those same things.
How much longer do you think you'd like to do this, and can you guys keep doing it at the level you've done it?
Well, it's hard to say. It's a short walk from the penthouse to the outhouse, so we better continue to grind and work at it and hold every piece of our program accountable. But we have some plans to take this to an even further level, and so I honestly think we've only scratched the surface.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for your time, man. Awesome facility.
Thank you guys. Yeah,
you guys have been fantastic,
absolutely.
obviously. Dan, in addition to working for 2 News Oklahoma, also do a radio show with Pat Jones Monday through Friday. And I got to tell you, we get text after text, people asking, is Lauren Montgomery going to go to the college level? People think that much of the job he's done here. I'll say this. I believe his son has 3 years eligibility left here at Bixby. I'm not saying that he's, definitely. I have no doubt. We're seeing Joey McGuire, who a decade ago was winning state championships at Cedar Hill in Texas, and now has his Texas Tech team in the college football playoff. I really have no doubt that Lauren is capable of such a thing. Don't know that he will. How much longer will they? They could win for a very long time. As long as he is the guy here, you have a facility like this, a community this bought in, Spartans are going to win.
That's exactly right. You have everything you need. You have the community buy-in. You got kids that want to win, and you got a district that wants to build around your vision. That's tough to leave no matter who you are.
It is a pretty killer combination here in Bixby at the moment. That's going to do it for this month's edition of the program. Man, this has been fun. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Dan, well done all year long on the program. We look forward to 2026.
This has been The Program, sponsored by Tulsa Welding School.